Hello everyone and welcome back to the e-learning space for MGM Higher Secondary School, Bokaro. This is the first video for your grammar lesson number 11 of English class 8. Lesson number 11 of grammar for English class 8 is titled Conjunctions. In this video, we are going to learn what are conjunctions and what are its different types. You must have heard about this word conjunctions in your previous classes. It is a part of speech. It is that part of speech which connects clauses or sentences to coordinate words in the same clause. It is basically a joining, a link between two words, two sentences, or more than two words and more than two sentences. Broadly, conjunctions can be defined as a word which connects two words or clauses or sentences, phrases, and shows the relation between them. It is basically used to help text or the sentences flow. It connects these sentences and helps us to understand the flow or makes the sentences or the text smooth. Broadly, conjunctions are divided into three types which we are going to study in our lesson. Coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions. Now, what are coordinating conjunctions? Coordinating conjunctions are used to link or join two words or phrases that are equally important and complete in terms of grammar when compared with each other. We are going to deal with these different types of conjunctions in detail in our next slide. Examples of coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, soon. So basically, when coordinating conjunctions join two words or phrases, they are actually of equal importance. When we come to subordinating conjunctions, it is used to join independent and complete clause with a dependent that relies on the main clause for meaning and relevance. For example, although, as, before, once, though, until, whether, etc. So subordinating conjunctions are those conjunctions that are joining clauses, phrases, or words of unequal importance. Means one sentence is dependent on the other in order to be called or being connected by the subordinating conjunctions. Coming to the third kind of conjunctions that we shall study today, correlative conjunctions. Now they are pairs of conjunctions. Remember, these conjunctions exist in pairs and they are used to join different words or groups of words in a sentence together. Once we use them in sentences, you will understand the difference between the three. Let us see the examples of correlative conjunctions. Both along with and, either along with or, just as along with so, neither along with nor, not only but also, whether along with or, and hardly along with when. And there are many more such pairs of correlative conjunctions, hence, etc. Let us now study about coordinating conjunctions in greater detail. Very commonly and popularly, coordinating conjunctions are remembered by the short acronym FANBOYS. They are used to link or join two words or phrases that are equally important and complete in terms of grammar when compared with each other. So the sentences or words that these coordinating conjunctions join actually weigh equal in the scale of importance. They do not depend on anything to give themselves meaning. The words are independent, the sentences are independent. F stands for, and stands for, A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. And the meaning of these in the sentences are: for means because, and means in addition to, nor means and not, but means however, or means either, there's a choice, remember, yet means but, so means therefore. Always remember these kind of conjunction, these kind of coordinating conjunctions, popularly remembered as fanboys, they are always placed between two clauses or words that they are joining. Conjunctions are just like a glue. We use the glue to stick two things together. In the same way, we use conjunctions to stick two or more things together, especially words, phrases, sentences, and of course, clauses. Let us see the example. I told her to leave for I was tired. If I want to speak these sentences independently, I told her to leave, I was tired. We will see that both the sentences exist independently of each other. The connection made by for is actually joining two equal sentences. See the next one. I like football and I like hockey. Once again, if I remove the coordinating conjunction and, I can speak these sentences individually and they are of equal importance. I like football. I like hockey. See the next sentence. I have neither done the dishes nor the laundry. So I have neither done the dishes nor the laundry. So I can also use to say this sentence as I have not done the dishes, I have not done the laundry. Both the sentences will exist independently of the coordinating conjunction. She is 85, but she still goes swimming every day. She is 85, she still goes swimming every day. They're still independent sentences. I will eat either a hamburger or a hot dog. The weather was cold yet bright and sunny. It was still painful, so I went to see a doctor. Hence we see we are using these coordinating conjunctions to join sentences of equal importance. Coming to subordinating conjunctions. Over here, it is not similar to the coordinating conjunctions. These are used to join an independent and complete clause with a dependent clause that relies on the main clause for meaning and relevance. Always remember, these kind of subordinating conjunctions always come before the dependent clause, but the dependent clause itself can be placed either ahead of or following that independent clause. Once you see the examples, the situation will be clearer to you. Let us see the example. Once I have found somewhere to live, I'll send you my address. So the condition of sending the address depends on the person finding somewhere to live. Hence, there's a sentence here of unequal weighted. And the word once is joining them. Look at the second sentence. Since we have got a few minutes to wait for the train, let's have a cup of coffee. So having a cup of coffee is dependent on the fact that the train is yet to come. Hence both the sentences are equal. I am saving money so that I can buy a new car. So why am I saving money? In order to buy a car. So both the sentences are dependent on each other. And the subordinating conjunction so that is always placed before the dependent clause. Now dependent clause can be in the beginning, in the end, in the middle, that depends. Okay, for example, once I have found somewhere to live, so the dependent over here is actually coming after the subordinating conjunction. My brother's older than you. Once again, the word than subordinating conjunction is coming before the dependent clause. Look at the other sentences. It remains to be seen whether or not this idea can be put into practice. You can't get a job unless you have experience. I was up until 3 o'clock trying to get it finished. I am embarrassed whenever I think about it. I read it while you were drying your hair. She'll ask why you don't have your homework. You can have a dog as long as you promise to take care of it. In order that you can sign the form, please print it out and mail it to this address. So in order that is coming in the beginning of the sentence but always before the dependent clause. So we see that subordinating conjunctions will always be before the dependent clause. Now the dependent clause can be anywhere ahead or following the independent clause. That depends on the type of sentence. Coming to the next kind of conjunctions, it is called correlative conjunctions. Correlative, dependent. Okay, so these always come in pair. These are simply pairs of conjunctions used in a sentence to join different words or groups of words in a sentence together. They're generally not used to link sentences themselves. Instead, they link two or more words of equal importance within the same sentence itself. Let us see the examples. Using both and together as a correlative conjunction. This house is both large and cozy. Either you will eat your dinner or you will go to bed. So you cannot speak of either you will eat your dinner, you will go to bed. No, either and or will always exist as a pair in this sentence, and they are actually joining different words or groups of words in the sentence. But both these words and groups of words are actually quite equal in importance. Just as I love films, so does my brother love sports. He is neither employed nor looking for a job. Not only will I see your $20, but also raise you $30. I am going to help you whether you like it or not. So the highlighted words here in orange are actually the pairs of correlative conjunctions that are joining words and groups of words of similar importance in the same sentence, and they always come in pairs. I'd no sooner lie to you than strangle a puppy. I had hardly sat down for dinner when the phone rang. If that is the case, then I am not surprised about what's happening. She'd rather play the drums than sing. So rather, than, if, then, hardly, when are used in a sentence as pairs of conjunctions, and they are joining sentences or words of equal importance within the same sentence. These are correlative conjunctions. And there are many more such correlative conjunctions which you will come across once we start solving our textual exercises in the next video. I hope so far conjunctions and different types of conjunctions is clear to you. In the next video, we are going to discuss the same topic in detail along with our exercises. That's all for today in this video. Thank you, children, and take care.